Alright, welcome to this quick overview of the RainbowImaging brand quick release dual shoulder camera straps. Basically this is made as a dual strap system. These connect together and then you can hang two cameras kind of off your side, hanging over each shoulder. So it's a good way to carry two cameras. This is more meant for people that are kind of more pro photographers or aspiring to be pro photographers. If you're doing events and that sort of thing, it's great to be able to have two camera bodies on you. That way you don't have to switch out lenses really fast. You keep, for example, a wide angle lens on one body, a telephoto lens on the other body, and you're just quick, you just draw a quick back and forth between the two. Comes very much in handy. This particular design is sort of, I don't want to call it like a knockoff, but it's sort of a duplicate, basically. I don't know how else to politely phrase it, but it's a duplicate of the same type of strap made by BlackRapid, and later on I'll show you that one compared to this one. The main difference is this one's a much more lower cost version. You're talking about $130 roughly for the BlackRapid versus I think I got these for about 40 or 50 bucks. So it's a pretty significant price difference, and there are some differences that you'll see in it. Basically, the main design of it can operate in two main functions. Right now, they're separate. So you can see there's two completely independent straps. Or what you can also do is, on the back, you attach the Velcro strap like so. And this is the section that's going to go across your back. And once you get the Velcro all on there and fastened, and then you put the front connections on, now it's connected and it's one piece. It's a one-piece harness. Basically, like your head kind of goes here, your arms go through here, and these sit over your shoulder. And then at the bottom, you'll have your two cameras hanging on two different straps down at the bottom. It works pretty well. The design is good. It's, with this type of a system, the drawbacks are going to be that your cameras are kind of swinging next to you. So if you're running, if you're moving around a lot, there could be some movement with your cameras. That's something to consider. Another thing to consider is that if you're doing a lot of kneeling and squatting and low shooting, just be aware of how long you adjust these straps to be, because if they're too long and you kneel down, obviously your cameras could strike the ground. So depending on where you're working, either your cameras could get muddy or get some grass on them, or worse yet, if you're working on a hard surface like asphalt or concrete, you could be banging your lenses against the ground. So just keep that in mind. And the straps themselves are adjustable length, so you'll want to make them the right length for your application so that they're not hanging too low. To minimize the whole idea of the straps, the cameras moving too much if you are having to move around a lot, it comes with these little stops here. So basically you release the lever, and by sliding this down, it creates sort of a stopper, and then the clip that holds your camera can no longer pass that point. So when this is at its lowest point, hanging down your body, you can slide this up to here and it'll hold. It won't go any higher than that. That helps a little bit to lessen the movement and lessen the amount of kind of swinging around and jumping and bouncing. Another great thing about these is that they're very lightweight, and even for being so lightweight, they have a pretty decent amount of padding inside of the shoulder pads here and stuff. So that's great. I mean, if you're using this, chances are you're using it for a longer period of time, like shooting a wedding, shooting an event, something like that. So it definitely helps. Again, low cost being another big advantage. Another great design that you saw in the beginning, they were separate before. Right now they're on the dual mode, so you can go back and forth. If you're using both cameras, you leave it in this configuration. If you just need one camera, you can just separate the front and back latches and use it just as a single, and you can just kind of drape it over, across your chest, over one shoulder, however you want to do it. Now, as far as what any drawbacks are, obviously, like I said, these are significantly lower cost than the BlackRapid version. And in exchange for that lower cost, you'll notice when you look at the BlackRapid model that the brackets here, these little kind of fasteners that hold the straps together, are definitely more cheaply made. The every piece that's metal on here is more cheaply made than the metal brackets that you'll find on the BlackRapid model. The biggest issue, and I don't know if this was an issue with mine in particular or if anyone else has experienced this, I didn't read anyone else's reviews mentioning this. The issue I was having was with these little brackets right here. So it's meant to be a tripod quick release capable bracket. So on the bottom you have a threaded hole right there, and so that threaded hole allows you to put a tripod quick release plate right there, so that way you can simply unscrew this, open the clip, take this plate off, leave this plate right here screwed into the bottom of your camera, and have a tripod quick release plate right here. That way I can be on my tripod shooting. When I want to take it off, flip the quick release, take it off, you know, immediately be able to just switch right back onto here, lock it in, and then now I'm on my straps. So in that sense, it's a good design and it's well intentioned. The problem I had was that with both of these screws are, I think it's an issue with the actual way that they're threaded, but I've tried this on 4 different camera bodies, different makes, a couple Panasonics, a Nikon, with battery grips, without battery grips. I used it in several different holes, and each time I was having issues like they would only screw in about halfway down that thread, and then it would just feel like it was getting jammed. I was applying a good amount of force and was not getting them to screw completely 100% in. I would say at best it was screwing about halfway down that thread. I didn't want to put too much force because I was afraid of stripping out the inside of my threads. So for me, that was an issue, and I felt like the cameras were never really that securely fastened. And again, if they're hanging off my side and this is all that's really holding them on, that's an issue for me. So because of that, for my application, I was not really able to use this as my main solution. I did end up going with the BlackRapid, and when I looked at the BlackRapid in comparison to this, there's definitely a significant difference in build quality. That being said, for the money, if you're not a pro photographer, if you're just a very serious hobbyist, a serious amateur, you know, just kind of whatever level you're at underneath pro photographer, for the money, this is a pretty decent setup. You really can't go wrong for 40 or 50 bucks. And chances are maybe this was just you know, particularly, you know, a defective unit in manufacturing wise. Maybe your model won't have these thread issues. Without the thread issues, it's a great device. It comes in handy. It is really nice to be able to have both cameras, and it's also nice to switch it to a single shoulder strap. If you are a pro and you're looking for something that you're going to actually rely on for work and you're getting paid and that kind of thing, I would have a very hard time recommending these. I think that if you're getting paid, if you're making your living at photography, you need something a lot more serious like the BlackRapid. I think for $130 or whatever so they go for at the time of this review, that's definitely a much better value for your money. And thanks for watching. That's been the review of the RainbowImaging quick release dual shoulder camera neck strap.